Hey, what's up, guys? This video is about time wasters. Don't waste the time. Now, I know everybody that's watching these videos are not perfect, but who is, right? So, make this short and sweet. When you guys meet these women and you know their true intention, a lot of times with women, if they want to get married, they want to have a family, they're going to let you know off rip. So if you're that guy who don't want to get married, who don't want to have a family, and I understand because, you know, a lot of these guys just off-putting. They don't want to deal with it all, right? So no matter how she look or what she do to you, you're not going to do it. I get that. So if you're one of them guys who don't want nothing serious, and it's going to be kind of odd coming from a guy, right? But if you're one of them guys who don't want to be serious, don't waste the lady time, man. If you know she want to have a family, you know she bred to be a mom and a wife, don't waste the time, man, because that's the thing about these women. Women that's in that situation that actually know what they want and not afraid to go after it. It's never gonna go away. She's never gonna not stop bringing that up. It's not gonna be a day in your life where you guys are together that she's never gonna bring up kids and marriage. I dealt with a lady like that, and the older they get, the worse they get. So I always say this: within 2-3 years, you need to go ahead and have an answer. You know, if you're one of them guys who just never thought about it or whatever the case may be, within the 3rd year, you need to go ahead and have made a decision. Not think about it. You shouldn't. No, within that 3rd year, you need to be already had pulled the trigger. So I'm gonna say this: if you know that you don't want that, don't even deal with it. 'Cause it's gonna save yourself a lot of time, and it's gonna save her a lot of headache. Because a lot of guys don't care. You know, I heard stories about guys being with women for 15, 20 years, never married them, never had kids, and then they left her for a younger girl. You got a lot of women that's in that position. They just keep holding on to hope. They don't think, they don't look at reality. They just holding on to hope, which is always a terrible thing to do. But yeah, if you're one of them guys who with these women and you know she really want a family, she want to get married, that's all she want in life, and you're not that kind of guy, just go ahead and leave her alone, man. Don't waste the time. Because a lot of you guys, and this is the thing too, a lot of you guys are with them same women because you know they loyal, they disciplined, they do everything they supposed to do. They're legit woman, which is hard to find nowadays. And you're going to hear me say that a lot because it's true. But the reason why you don't want to let her go because you don't want to see her at her full potential. Remember that full potential part. It's not just women doing that. Guys do that too. Guys do that too. A lot of women, you know, they know they like that. They're very selective on who they deal with. Because first of all, they're not floozy. They don't get around like that. So they preserve themselves, and they don't like to jump from guy to guy. So a lot of times that's why a lot of them stay in that position because they don't want to start all over again. You know what I mean? They don't want to rack up another body. They don't want to devalue themselves. But you have a lot of guys who do that. I don't know about women, but I seen a lot of guys do that. You know what I mean? Like she's a flower lady, take her out to the museum type of chick, take her to a nice opera, but she with a dude who can't even take a shower or brush his teeth every day. You know what I mean? It's just what it is. A lot of women, they'll see guys as, oh, that's potential. He'll potentially be this kind of person, and they'll just keep holding on to that as long as they with the person. You know what I mean? To the point to where it's too late for them. You know, because once they reach a certain age, they know their options drop and all the other stuff. Their body start to give out. Their best years are gone, and they can never give it back. So I hate to see women that go through that, but it's women that do go through that. They gave all their best years to a guy, and they never benefited them whatsoever. They never got married, and they too old to have kids now, and they ain't living with regret. Now their anger and stuff starts to develop because of who they was dealing with prior. But that's the thing too. You got a lot of guys, they don't want to see women at their full percentage. That's why they hang on to her. They know she's a good girl, even though they treat her bad. But instead of them just letting the woman go and finding her ideal match, it's jealousy. There's a lot of jealousy involved. You know what I mean? This is what it is. It's just a lot of jealousy involved, so they don't want to see her at full potential. That's why they hang on to her. And she'll be like, oh, we will get married. Oh, don't worry about it. I got to do this. You know, they start throwing up all these reasons to prolong the marriage, even though it's not going to happen. But, you know, this drag them on. You know, it's the carrot in front of, with the stick ideal. You know what I mean? The carrot on the stick dangling in front of the rabbit. But that's what it is. A lot of guys are just jealous, and that happens. You know what I mean? You got both sexes are jealous of each other. You got women who jealous of men and men jealous of women. But it's real sad to see it, overall. But it's just sad to see a man go do that. Like, I see that all the time, man. So a lot of you women, you know that guy ain't gonna marry. You know that guy don't want no kids by you. And if you do have kids by you, he ain't gonna take care of them. And it's sad to say, I'm saying this right, because it's true. That's the common black woman in America. You know what I mean? They know the outcome, but they still go through with it. Now, it's sad to see it, but at the same time, you don't feel bad for them because this is 2025 now. And he's still doing stuff that your grandma used to do. Your grandma went through that. Your mama went through that. Your sisters went through that. Now you about to go through that. It's sad to see it, but not saying other women do it too, because they do. But if you were to look that up, that scenario, a black woman be on number one on that list. So that's the thing about it. It's like, you know it's gonna, if you know it's gonna happen without, if you know it's not gonna be good for you, don't go through with it. Just go ahead and move on. You're gonna find another guy. I know a lot of women get hung up on the guy, like, oh, he did. I'm like, it's a lot of guys that ain't got no job. There's a lot of guys that don't have no place to stay. I mean, he ain't nobody special. You know what I mean? That's the thing about being disciplined and being smart about your life decisions. But if you're not willing to stay, to be with a man for real, go ahead and leave her alone, because they'll never go away. Like I say, the older she gets, the more aggressive she'll be about that. And then you wasting the time, bro. You don't want nobody to waste your time, but you're using her because you think she ain't going nowhere. And then the only thing about it is she will forever hate you. And then life goes on after that. But perfect example, I met this one lady. She worked. I don't know. She had one of them little, like a HR director or some high-end job or something at some corporate company or whatever. But nice lady, I met online. No, I met her at work. And we started chit-chatting or whatever. I gave her my number, and she actually called me back or whatever. So anyway, she's an older lady. She probably like, man, I was young. I was like my mid-20s when I met her. She was already 30. So she was an older lady. And she was, she was raised right or whatever. She was raised right. She didn't, she wasn't a pavement pounder. She was raised right. So mama did a great job. And then she had all girls too. All the girls, they came out great. I mean, some of them didn't have, they didn't have relationships or whatever like that, but they still good. They still good women or whatever. So I was hanging out with her for a while. We was dating and stuff like that. So started to talk to her, and she was giving me her background, and she was saying how. I think I asked her why she wasn't married or something like that. And she told me that she was in college. She had a boyfriend all through college. And she talked, and she told him, like, hey, I want to get married. You want to get married after we graduate? I'd like to get married after we graduate. Because, that's a good thing to do anyway. Like, after you finish or whatever, you get your degree, and ideally in your work field, your field of work, it makes sense to do that. So she's like, yeah. He's like, yeah, after we graduate, we'll get married. So lo and behold, after they graduated, guess what? They didn't get married. He didn't want to marry her. So that was a big problem, whatever. They ended up breaking up over that. And then that's how I ended up meeting her, whatever. That's why she was, that's how I ended up meeting her. So as time went on, we was probably talking for like two years in total. And that last year, she just all of a sudden, like a switch a switch had flipped. So everything was cool. We was hanging out, dating, all this stuff. Then all of a sudden, she was like, I want to have kids. I want to get married, like out of nowhere, like boom. And I'm like, oh, okay. I said, well, I don't know about all that. So I kind of just brushed it off, and then, time went on, and then it started getting worse. She just never let it go. She said, hey, I want to get married. I want to have kids. My clock is ticking. I can't wait no more. And like I said, at that time, she was like 32 or something like that, or 33. I don't know, but she was already in her 30s. And like I said, she was already older than me, because like when I met her, she was already in her 30s when I met her. And I was in my mid-20s, so I was 27. And I was like 27. And then she was like 33 or something like that. And she just kept bringing it up, and we started like, not necessarily arguing about it, but it became a problem. And I told her, listen, man, I ain't in a position to be trying to raise no family. I ain't got no damn money. You know what I mean? I'm always trying to find an actual a job that I actually want to stick with. And it just kept becoming a problem as time went on. I said, you know what? I say, well, since your ex-boyfriend always, your ex always check up on you. I said, why don't you just call him up and then see if he willing to do that now. Cause I said, well, you know, y'all both in y'all 30s. I said, he's single, you single. Well, she wasn't single at the time. But I'm like, he's single, he got no kids, nothing like that. I said, go ahead and ask him. That's the only. I said, I'd rather for you to go do that than us break up. You get pregnant by some random dude. This is a whole bunch of random dudes that'll get you pregnant and don't give a shit. So that was pretty much gonna be her situation. She's gonna end up being a baby mama, which a lot of women. I got stories about that too. A lot of women, well, not a lot, but I got some women that I dealt with that just became baby mamas just because they didn't want to wait, they didn't want to change, they didn't want to, you know, they didn't want to improve themselves. So they're like, man, I ain't gonna wait, I just be a baby mama. They settle with that. So that was gonna be her future. If I didn't point her in the right direction, she was gonna end up being a baby mama because she started to become desperate. You know what I mean? To the point that she probably wasn't gonna work. She was gonna sacrifice the marriage part. If she just have a kid or whatever, she's gonna sacrifice everything just to have a kid, to be a baby mama. So I told her, I said, hey, why don't you go ahead and talk to your ex and call him up and see if he willing to get married now. And then we broke up or whatever. And then next thing you know, that's what happened. They got back together. They got married. They had a whole bunch of kids, and then the rest is history. And a lot of guys, they won't do that. A lot of people won't do that, especially women, because they just they won't do that. They won't do that. So it takes a certain person, a mature person, to realize what's the best option. And it's not. And a lot of these people you look at yourself like, oh, me. Like at that point in time in our lives, it was not about me. It's about her fulfilling, her dreams. So I told her that. She called them up. They talked about it, and they went on by. That's it. Now, I seen the photos, and I'm gonna say this: every photo I seen of them, he never smiled. He looked sad. He looked depleted, and that's what happens when you get married and have kids. Like not every guy is gonna be jumping for joy. So at the end of the day, he made a mistake. Probably as far as marrying or whatever, I don't know, but I don't even want to say that, but. He definitely didn't want to go the whole nine with it, because every picture they post up, holiday pictures, all this other day, he just looking. That man is sad. I'm like, God damn, bro, smile. Get with your family. But I don't know. Hopefully he's happy, but most likely he's not. Whatever. But I'm glad it worked out for him, because you got a lot of these women out here, man. They become desperados. And they start just becoming baby mamas just so they can have some company, so they can have a kid in their life or whatever. So, anyway, I definitely don't have no regrets for it. I'm glad, she made that happen, but I didn't want to go out bad. So I'm like, nah, you might well go talk to your ex and see if he cool with it. Because, I mean, that's, you know him. You know him for so many years, so you going to meet some random dude who don't give a shit about you and then getting you knocked up and leaving you by yourself. So, guys, don't waste your time, man. I know a lot of guys don't give a shit because you out here don't care. A lot of you guys don't get enough women attention, and so you just out here just getting what you can. So that's on you. But I mean, at the end of the day, if you'll run across women who actually know what they want, and don't feel bad. Don't get mad or nothing like that, or intimidated because she coming to you and she telling you what it is. Like, if she want to get married, she want to have kids. A lot of times on dating sites, they'll tell you up front. So this is what it is. Don't get mad. Oh, she wants something serious. Like, yeah, bro. Like this is what it is, man. Like, don't get mad because she wants something serious and you don't. I mean, if you don't want nothing serious, leave her alone. So anyway, guys, man, short little video. If you got any stories about you dealing with a woman, she probably, pressing you to marry her and have kids, I mean, you can put it in the comment section. But I'm gonna tell you right now, if that's the chick you're dealing with, you either gonna go with the program or not, man. If you don't want to do it, leave her alone, man. Leave her be and let somebody else take on their responsibility. So that's all it is to it, man. At the end of the day, if you don't want that. It's plenty of women out here who don't want to get married, who don't want to have any kids. You just got to do some digging, man. So, don't feel like you're the only one going through it. Again, if you got any stories or whatever, or any questions, leave them in the comment section down below. I always tell you guys, either like the video or don't like the video, but no matter what, go ahead and subscribe, man. Go ahead and grab this channel. And yes, always protect your peace, your pockets, and your purpose. All right, guys.